Thank you for joining us for this edition of Council Connections. This day we are connecting with Councilman Justin Outling. Thank you so much for joining me.
Oh, my absolute pleasure.
As far as issues that are specific to District 3, what are you looking at the current moment as far as what are you tackling?
Sure. In District 3 and elsewhere in the city, a primary objective for City Council and certainly myself is what can we do to promote economic development and jobs? What can we do in terms of leveraging existing assets to make sure that wages continue to grow and more members of our community have good jobs to help provide for their families and put roofs overhead and food on a table? So looking to make strategic investments in this area of the city with the Battleground Parks District, looking at programs to help support small businesses and local businesses, including a local preference policy that I and Councilwoman Tammy Thurm are working on right now. So I would say that's certainly priority number one, far and clear. Priority number two is what can we do to support public safety in our community to ensure that Greensboro is a wonderful place for everyone in every neighborhood, every single zip code. So I've worked with a number of council members on initiatives to support the police and help them do their job better so that we can have really the best community in the Southeast and be a city of choice, which I think we are.
So back to what you're saying about local preference. How would that work and how would people locally benefit from that if the City Council supports you in that effort?
Of course, the City of Greensboro is really a large organization in many respects, and it purchases goods and services obviously in the millions and millions of dollars in terms of value. However, the city doesn't necessarily consider whether or not a business is local when it makes its determination about whether or not to purchase a good or service from it. So a policy crafted by Councilwoman Thurm and I would make sure that that's at least taken into consideration. So for certain types of contracts, it would mean that if a local bidder on a contract was close, they would get an opportunity to match the lowest bid. So the city has the benefit of getting the lowest price available, but all other things being equal, if a local business has the capacity and is interested in providing it at that low price, they'll get an opportunity to do it. In other situations where the city requests qualifications, there'll just be a certain percentage of points that would be given to any business that's local. So we're making sure that we consider the fact that a business is local because when we spend dollars locally, it has a multiplier effect. Local businesses are far more likely to invest in our communities, obviously employ our residents, and help expand our tax base. So it really is common sense and it really behooves all of us to at least consider that when we make decisions about where we spend our city, community, taxpayer dollars.
Okay, well, it sounds like a great plan, and you're looking forward to the expansion here at the Science Center, working collaboratively with the police department to ensure safety for not just your district, but everyone throughout the city of Greensboro. Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Another thing that Greensboro and this City Council I hope will really pay a lot of attention to and work on is the condition of our buildings. So that's both the homes in which people live as well as commercial buildings. Think about places where businesses are located. We have a number of really wonderful neighborhoods and a wonderful number of commercial areas. However, some of those buildings could really use more maintenance in making sure that they comply with minimum codes and that they're places where people can live and be safe. And so we've done amazing work in the residential context during my time on council, and I hope we do some more work in the commercial context, making sure that buildings aren't in dilapidated, substandard condition for years on end. So I'm working with a number of council members to make sure that the city can come in and encourage people to keep their properties up to snuff and not bring down neighboring property values and pose a public health and safety risk. And I hope that within the next 4 years we have progress on that front. And for years to come, you see a much more beautiful, bright and vibrant Greensboro.
Well, thank you so much, Councilman Outling. Very great objectives that you have on the plate. A lot of work that you have to do, and it's nice to see that you're working with other members of council, and we appreciate these moments to be able to sit down and connect for Council Connections.
My absolute pleasure.
Thank you so much.